105.5 The Bridge. Good morning. My name's Kotter. Got John Price in studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Musician, lawyer, man about town, see all over the place. What came first, law, music? I mean, was there an interest when you were younger in either before the other?
Well, I've always liked music.
Right.
When I was in high school or I really like seventh grade, I started playing in rock bands,
Right.
and then we had a band all through high school. And then that kind of came to us stopping. I went to college and law school. And then after law school, I got back with a band, formed another band with some lawyers for a few years. We were called the Palmetto Bugs back in the day. And then everybody started having kids and marriage and everything.
Right.
So that went to the wayside a while. And then a few years ago, I just, as musicians know, when music gets in your blood, you just can't get it out. So
Right.
it started coming back out again.
Yeah.
And of course, law was the kind of thing that, I was in high school. People said, "Oh, you need to be a lawyer. You need to be a lawyer." And I always liked the idea of it. And then, that came about more so in college and stuff when you're trying to choose what you want to do in life.
So what do you think made people say you should be a lawyer?
Well, they usually have me speaking up for them in certain situations.
Okay.
Like people in the class come in and say, go tell the teacher we want more time off for
Right.
recess. We need to extend our recess. And I was always chosen to go be this person to represent others.
Right.
So I'd kind of felt like I already had kind of been doing
Sure.
it. But I always liked the idea of it. I think that there's a lot. It entails a lot, and I always wanted to be a trial lawyer.
Right.
And I have tried over about 100 cases of all types: criminal, personal injury, car wrecks, medical malpractice, you name it. So that's a lot of fun, a lot of work. But being a lawyer in that situation gives you a chance to write a script, compose. Then you got to perform. You got to get in the courtroom and do it, and you work towards your hardest towards a good outcome. So it gave me a chance to be a writer, to be not really an actor. There are times when you have to emphasize your diction and the way you pronounce things, but the enunciation. So it was fun. It's fun being a lawyer. I enjoy it.
So there's similarities between the two.
Without a doubt. I think you're in both, whether you have a band or in a band, or whether you're have a law firm. You've got to form a team. You've got to make a team, and you've got to get everybody on the same sheet of music, and you've got to bring the chemistry together. You've got to encourage each other. You've got to be able to diplomatically criticize when somebody needs to pick up the pace here or there,
Right.
or maybe we need to march to a little different beat here. So there's a lot of communication and forming the team. And then working towards the common goal. And at some point, you've got to bring it all together to perform.
Yeah.
We're not going to sit in the rehearsal room all day long. Now, granted, a lot of cases settle. Most cases will settle.
Right.
And the better you perform as a team, the more they're going to settle. But at some point, in the law firm, you usually have to take some things to court or litigate, and you've got to perform. So it's very similar. There's many, many more similarities than there are differences.
Is one more fulfilling than the other?
I enjoy both of them. Obviously, John Price, the lawyer, can carry more ramifications and have probably some more serious consequences for people in their lives and stuff from a positive standpoint.
Right.
So it's very fulfilling to me as a personal injury lawyer when people come to us and they've been seriously injured, and medical bills are just coming out of the woodworks, and they can't work, and there's no money coming to the household, and there's a real loss there. Not to mention all the pain and mental and physical discomfort they're going through. When you do something like that, it's going to have a far-reaching and more important consequence than if I happen to get a gig and, lucky enough one day to play the Windjammer, for example.
Right.
Windjammer, hope you listen out there. But, so the fulfillment is there on both ways.
Right.
But obviously, practicing law for me has much more important consequences at the end of it all. But I love them both. I love them both,
Is there a band when you were younger that drew you into music?
Oh, without a doubt. When I was 5 years old, my mother bought me a Beatles album on VJ Records, introducing the Beatles.
Okay.
And I saw a little bit on the Ed Sullivan Show. My sister was watching. I didn't quite know what to think of it. But when I put that record on and Paul McCartney does the count, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they go into I Saw Her Standing There, is like it's like the music just jumped out that console stereo and knocked me on my feet, and I haven't been the same since. So I've always liked music from that standpoint. Yeah.
Now, what about newer artists? Is there anybody that you're into now? You're listening to?
I hear something that I haven't heard before, and I think it's new, and then I find out it's 10 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. I can't say that I'm the world's best at that. I do like the Black Keys.
With the band, I mean, you seem to be pretty busy.
Yeah.
You got some stuff coming up?
Well, the concept for us was, what our name of our band is the Moonshine Boys, Moonshine Boys and Girls. Sometimes we're called the Moonshine Gang. But my concept was to have a band that we could play a lot of festivals for charitable events.
Oh, that's awesome.
And luckily enough, it took us a year or two to get to that stage, a couple of years, and now we're starting to play a lot of festivals. And we do it at a very next to nothing really.
Yeah.
I mean the guys work so hard loading their equipment and everything, and I help them too as much as I can. But since I'm the front man, I show up with a microphone, and that's it's hard work really truly being in the band. And going back to the practice of law, it's all about the preparation. People see you on the stage, you're having this great time. People see you in the courtroom, and they go like, "Oh man, he made that look easy or something." Well, no, we had to prepare for it, and we had to practice and rehearse, and we had to load the equipment, unload the equipment, set the equipment up, take the equipment down, put it back in the trailer. So it's all hard work and stuff. But I'm really pleased with the fact that we're able to play a lot of charitable events, because that's what I wanted it to be. And we have just having we're having a great time. And the guys in the band, I could go on, but we really have some really good musicians who I'm very, very fortunate to play with. Many of them are members of the Low Country Music Hall of Fame. So it's a great group of guys, and just having the time of our lives. And girls, Erin Haggerty, who I call the voice of Charleston. She does such a pretty voice, and we're lucky she sings with us too. And she's up front on the stage with me also. So it's just I've fallen into a very good situation somehow. Luckily and blessed.
Website, social media for the band? Do you have that if people want to find more?
I just told my public relations director at the office the other day, I said, I got to get because people are asking me, where's your Facebook page? Where's this? So it's coming. But hey, if anybody wants to look up some of this Moonshine Boys, Moonshine Gang, whenever when it's finally formed, yeah.